Welcome, everyone. It is for the first time and with great honor that I accomplish this kind of work. I am proudly a part of this selected group of people, and I believe that I can contribute a lot to the subject mentioned above. Thank you very much. I would like to start talking a bit about the physiology of the human being in terms of energy. Many experiences have already been reported about what we call physical body, etheric body, mental body, and emotional body. These four bodies together represent our inferior body. Our physical body, as we know, is our material body which manifests in the material world with its organs, muscles, nerves, molecules, atoms, and so on. I believe that it's not necessary to enter into this subject, since our focus is to address the energetic and spiritual matters. Therefore, we will not focus on the physiology of the material body. It is important to mention that our work begins speaking about the good news of Jesus Christ. And putting myself on his shoes, I would like to talk about subjects related to spirituality as a whole. In order to do that, it is important to talk about the energy which rules the human body as a whole and reflects what we call the aura or human energy field. The aura is what really illustrates these energetic matters in the human body. We know that the aura is nothing more than the representation of what is going on in each of the 7 points of light, or chakras as they are known. We have many chakras around our bodies. There are 7 main chakras, starting with the crown and going towards the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. Each of the chakras is responsible for the function of a group of organs in the body. Each chakra also receives and reflects energy according to the situation or circumstances of the human being. They reflect what the human being is feeling at that moment. The subject of depression is very common nowadays, and I believe that it is currently the main dysfunction to be addressed in the human being. With the speed in which science and technology advances, many people who don't keep up get lost and cannot see the light in the end of the tunnel. And from that comes depression. This relationship between your material, etherical, mental, and emotional bodies are significant matters at this moment of the new era. The etheric body is the counterpart of the physical body. In other words, it is exactly the same as the physical body, but on an energetic level. It stores everything that you have received through the 5 senses. It is the database of your life. Your mental body represents everything that you think, reason, interpret, conclude. Thus, it is your thinking mind. Your emotional body is the one which stores the experience translated into feelings and emotions. Throughout your experiences, if you had bad emotions or feelings, this lowers your energy level. On the contrary, it strengthens your energy level. When people vibrate negative energy of anger or distress, of insecurity or worry, for example, The solar chakra loses energy, and people get exposed and vulnerable to bad energies. This affects the liver, spleen, pancreas, and make you exposed and vulnerable to outside energies which are negative. There is often a little friend from the astral plane who is attuned and likes to transmit negative energy. We know this very well. And when people absorb negative energies, this creates unbalance in the solar plexus, and consequently comes depression. This is a very important issue nowadays. Just like this example shows, we know that each chakra is responsible for a group of organs, and the imbalances of these chakras make the organs more vulnerable. This is a big concern. Another concern is that the organs on their own also become vulnerable. Therefore, the relation is mutual. Once the organ is vulnerable, the chakra also becomes unbalanced. What causes lack of energy in the organs is the abuse we commit with our physical body. Let us give you an example. From the nutritional habits, human beings can unbalance a given organ. The clearest example would be the stomach, the kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, etc. These are deeply affected by the nutritional habits of the human being, who nowadays intakes a lot of processed food, a lot of fat and sugar. This unbalances all of these organs, such as the liver, which produces bile, and the pancreas, which produces the insulin. These organs get weaker and weaker, and consequently unbalance the solar plexus chakra. This brings forth a series of diseases as well. When the chakra becomes vulnerable, the negative energies are able to strike, and things gradually worsen. So, a vicious circle is put into motion, where the affected organ unbalances the chakra. The chakra becomes vulnerable, and from this point on, negative energies strike the chakra and the organs become sick. Another factor that can unbalance the chakras is the behavior of human beings. An example that we can mention is the behavior not only of this lifetime, but also those brought from the past lives, which interfere in the functioning of the physical body as a whole. We can give the example of the crown chakra, which affects deeply the function of the human brain. We know that a human being who had negative attitudes in past lives comes in the present life in a way to redeem from these issues. Nevertheless, in the subconscious mind, he brings information from past lives. If this is a very intelligent person, this intelligence also comes up in this lifetime. However, there is a clash of interests between what the subconscious already knows from past lives with what he has established before his incarnation. For example, if a person established that in this life he would be humbler and wouldn't be influenced by egoic matters, due to this reason this person would live in a humble way. But in past lives, this person was a great scientist or a great architect. In other words, a master in some kind of art or science. Can you understand the situation? So in these cases, the subconscious wants to act regardless of what was previously established. But These previous agreements inhibit the subconscious to act, which as a result creates an inside war, which causes a lot of headaches and brain diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson, or even certain degenerative diseases. I believe we can mention diseases which affect the brain, the muscles, the nerves, and so on. Normally, this manifests in a more advanced age, the age period when, in the past life, the person's ego influenced negatively that person. So this person has a normal life, but when they hit that specific age, all of those issues from the past lives wants to surface into the present life. These issues cannot come up because the individual's DNA itself impedes that the brain function in a more active way. An information was registered into that person's DNA which signals that he or she couldn't use this subconscious information. So, as previously established, in the moment when that person's book of life was written, the subconscious is unable to manifest. A very important subject, which is worth a specific session to discuss, is the book of life. So it is important to mention that in the future we will talk about what was written in the book of life, how it was written, and how its contents influence the person's DNA itself. The limitations which were registered in the DNA influence the present life experience, determining certain physical or physiological deficiencies. This was also determined as the individual's book of life was written. See how interesting? Going back to what we were discussing previously about the aura and regarding the chakras, every energetic influence brings issues of diseases, of energies, and of spirit obsession. This is what I can expose to begin with. Modern medicine still doesn't understand the energetic component in the human body, and that the lack of energy is the cause of numerous incurable diseases. In our next session, we will talk a bit more about the subtle bodies and the chakras. Thank you very much.